𝓬𝓻𝓪𝓻. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for your reading. This is all about you coming home to yourself. You've been following a map back to you, and I'm hearing your etheric origins. Now, this is definitely a path of authenticity. The message today is that you're charting a path that no soul has ever walked before. So there's a need to be gentle when others, which are just other extensions and reflections of you, giving you the opportunity to reinforce what it is that you know to be your truth, which is that you're a multidimensional being. Now, this is about when others offer you maps that they have drawn that are inviting you to follow roads that do not lead you back home. They do not lead you back to your etheric origins, which are rooted in the intentions that you have wanted to experience for yourself in this lifeline. This is an opportunity to be able to actually realize those roads are not for you. You're here to pave a new path. You're here to, I'm seeing pave a new path and be the leader you wish that you had. That's like a huge energy that's coming through as well. And the one key word is authenticity, and it's being its own currency. And it's a very high currency. They're showing me gold specifically, so it gains value over time. There's something about you following this path that feels true to your soul's calling, is something that is, I'm hearing, an asset. So again, it gains value over time. And you're transversing realms that have been untouched. Again, these paths have not been walked before, and I'm hearing they haven't been walked this way either. So this is where you follow your internal road maps, your internal networks that are leading you to new external places. I'm hearing like internal connections that you have. Maybe it's like the intangible forces or intangible aspect of yourself, because they're showing me like a life path 9, and also we have numerical 9 just collectively this year, which is all about lifting the human condition, transcending the human experience, still being invited to look at life on earth through the eyes of the soul. And it also represents the ozone layer of the earth, or the aura of the body, which is the intangible part. It's a Neptunian energy, which is basically representative of physical but intangible, right? Because it's also linked to Mars, life path 9s. So it's almost like the physical vessel, but it's the part of you that's intangible. It's the formless aspect that is guiding you through this physical experience. And authenticity, again, is its own currency. Now, it's actually in you doing this thing, right, that is very different. That is going to be the very reason why something becomes possible for you that seems to be impossible because it hasn't been done before. It feels like it's the first time of somebody doing something. I'm hearing even in their lineage or the historical timeline, and you leave a mark in the historical timeline. Now, the message is this cannot be forged. Authenticity cannot be borrowed of any kind. It cannot even be imitated, right? Because it's a quiet frequency. Hold on, guys, this SD card that speaks louder than any performance, right? It's not something that's performative in any way. Instead, it's a vibration that actually begins to align you with those who truly see you, those who are truly in resonance with your highest expression, which is your truth, and living accordingly to that divine essence. And in a world trading in filters and facades and things that are superficial, you are trading gold. You're trading something real. You're trading something incredibly powerful. And if you think about gold, this is like an alchemical process as well that you'll go through. So maybe you're taking leaden experiences and you're molding and crafting and alchemizing that into golden opportunities for yourself. So maybe it's everything that's led you to this point where I'm hearing it may not be it may not be flashy, and it may not be all glitz and glam and perfect, but there was a real process of pressure that got you to where it is that you are, because I'm seeing pressure creating diamonds, right, over a period of time when it comes to your journey on earth. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. You went through a lot of twists and turns to get here, but there's something about that rawness, that realness, and just being true to yourself, especially in regards to everything that's got you to this point and led you here, is something that is real, and it is something that will stand the test of time. So authenticity doesn't look like something that is polished. Instead, it actually looks like something that is extremely magnetic, and you're extremely magnetic, because in the long run, again, it's the most valuable way of living through this existence, and your energy invested in this way is something that you will see a huge return on. So there's something about investing in your own authenticity is like a huge one that's coming up right now. And I'll go ahead and show you like the messages that we got, right? Let me find it. It was congruent. Like, you know, when it's just like consistent themes that are coming up. Hold up. Guys, that right, the first message that came through is fusion. Fusion basically talks about the fusion of opposites. It's the interface of where your spirit meets the physical vessel, okay? It's where your intangible part, or intangible timeless consciousness anchors into this, tangible physical vehicle in order to be able to have an experience in this terrestrial plane. And it talks about you understand how the underworkings of aspect B functions and the underworkings of aspect A functions, which is about the physical and non-physical, that interface that's being, I'm hearing, connected into this system in order to be able to participate in this cosmic overlay. But you have never seen them working together. And as you can see, the divine masculine and feminine, which is about following this intuitive nudge that you're feeling, I'm hearing, which is actually a direct communication, internal communication, and an internal dialogue with the oracle within, which is an octave of yourself existing at a high level of understanding, and is gently guiding the human, or gently guiding yourself in this human experience towards your chosen destination. And this creates the triad, right? In the middle, you have creation, you have the child, right? Which is where intuition, feminine, the non-physical, is actually supported with your action and how you align that in the masculine, right, principle. And that's how you have mastery over matter, because you've mastered this internal dialogue. And I'm also seeing it as translating something specifically. There's like a specific word for it, but it's almost like you're decoding the messages of the soul right now, and the things that you're being guided to do, and the places that you're being guided to go. Now, you have anomaly. So this is something that leads to you creating something that hasn't been seen before, not even by yourself in this lifetime, but it feels like it hasn't been seen by anyone around you in this external stimuli. And there's something about not external stimuli to distract you or take you away from what it is that you know to be true and rooted in your truth, and allow your truth to be your anchor. Okay, that's like a huge message that came through as well. Allow your truth to anchor you. Now, it just reminds me of someone kind of doing things to not to prove anyone wrong, but to prove a point to yourself. And in doing that, you're demonstrating something that appeared to be impossible, because you're about to shift the frameworks in which others view reality through, because they saw the impossible when you shifted your perspective and perception, and you saw the impossible. So there could be something about the distance that you're creating right now as you navigate your way through this experience, self-regulating yourself and not seeking for external permission or acceptance to do so, because you're moving forward with integrity, right? If you need a witness to your growth, become your own witness, right? It's saying that silence is its own transmission. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is security. Silence is its own transmission. Okay, yeah, I see, Spirit. Okay. Trees do not announce their growth. Nature does not rush, yet everything is still accomplished. Let's talk about it. The security tree is coming up. Now, I did a reading on this a long time ago. I've been trying to find it because it keeps coming up. Like, I keep getting messages about the security tree. And this is about you doing something where you're actually very, very mysterious. I'm going to try and find the notes for it. But anyway, No Place Like Home is literally about feeling at a place where you feel comfortable in your own skin. And it's because you're not shaping yourself based upon how you want to be received, okay, by the external, because otherwise you're shaping yourself. You're allowing the illusion of physical matter to shape you, and you don't want to become a product of your environment, because I'm hearing you'll never really be happy. It's where you begin to betray yourself because you're doing what others expect of you versus the things that actually feel most in resonance with your highest expansion. Therefore, it's just introducing and sustaining more harmonious ways of existing. and moving through this existence, because you're not morphing or shaping or becoming this mutated version of self that's kind of shaped by the belief of, if I do it this way, then da, right? Whatever that is, finish the sentence for your scenario. But there's that kind of energy that's coming through. This talks about being a place where you feel completely comfortable in your own skin. And because of that, you're literally going to be noticed. And others also just naturally feel comfortable in their own skin around you as well. Because you're doing something that is, it's true. It's a currency that I'm hearing people want to trade with, okay? It's a currency that people want to trade with or exchange the energy with. And if anything, it just amplifies the resonance, okay? And then you have authenticity, which is literally temple of truth, which is throat chakra energy. Throat chakra is about, it's actually another portal, right? The throat space. This talks about throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. It's a portal of creation, because when you speak things, I'm hearing into existence, you send ripples down space and time, and it allows others to intersect with your creations and the things that you're speaking into existence. And you also alter the future timelines that become accessible to you based upon the way that you move through this existence, and if it feels authentic to you. There's just a huge energy in regards to that, like stepping into a more luminescent existence. And it's where you blend your most sophisticated multidimensional aspects through this vessel. And you do that, I'm hearing, without any bounds, limits, or restrictions that you can set upon yourself. And I'm hearing it's better to become a stranger to those around you where you have reduced yourself or dim your light in some way in order to fit in, than to continue becoming a stranger to yourself, which is to be shaped by the world instead of realizing that you are the one that's supposed to shape this world. I'm hearing in the vision that you have, right, for this lifetime. Now, you also, we'll go ahead and read some of it as well. It says, you're brought into the space, you're being reminded of how important of your identity is for self-expression this lifetime. Acknowledging who you are, who you've been, and who you're becoming is important for the unfoldment of your path. There is an old story that the truth hurts. This gateway reminds you that the truth, in fact, heals. Your truth is your truth, and it's important for you to honor it with every facet of your being. This isn't the first incarnation in which you felt the importance of honesty and authenticity, but it may be the first in which you've had full freedom of that expression. This gateway is coming to you today as a message that something has been buried deep inside of you that hasn't been expressed and is causing energetic blockages on your ever unfolding path. So there is a huge throat chakra, and I didn't even know we were going to do this reading today, and I decided to wear a blue top, which is super interesting. So blue could be really significant, and we even have celestite as well. These are all intuitive stones, so there's a need to follow your intuition during this time too, and trust yourself when it comes to fluid navigation. Yeah, it's a time to love yourself enough to honor the feeling that's rising up inside of you, as that it's divine guidance and will bring you into greater alignment. And you also have Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, with a contract card, which talks about this as something that your soul, right, signed up to experience as far as contracts. And I'm hearing breaking free from just unconscious cause and effect into actually beginning to shape and create an existence that feels liberating to you. That's what it feels like. It feels like a level of liberation, because you can be free, you can be yourself, and just be accepted for that. And it happens because you're not seeking external acceptance. It's because you've fully accepted everything that has shaped you to date, and you're realizing that not all that has been is not all that will be, and it's not all that has to be. There's something about a reinvention where you get to rewrite your script as many times until it feels like home to you, right? Maybe this is about rewriting your life as many times. Now, the message that was coming through is the secure tree, so let's try and find it, right, before we get into the tarot. Let's find it, guys. Let's see. I've been on the lookout. If you've been here for, I think maybe we posted this one back in potentially February or maybe January. We were talking about the secure tree, and I haven't been able to find it, but it's been coming up consistently back around. I don't remember what I titled it, so let's go ahead and find it. The secure tree. Secure tree. Okay, that's not right. It said secretary. Is my accent like secure tree? Secure tree. Okay, alright, that's fine. That's fine. Secure tree. Secure. Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, we did. It was in February. It was on the 22nd of February that I had these notes. Wow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring this one back around. If you guys have been here in February, this would have been posted in February, most probably at the end of February. If you find the reading, please let me know. I'm still on the hunt for it, okay? I feel like I'm putting like a lost poster. Anyway, I love this energy. So you're going through an upgrade. Upgrade the secure. I said that you're undergoing a silent transmission, a silent upgrade, and your silence is its own transmission. Trees do not announce their growth. A journey to the unconscious, accessing your full potential. Your silence speaks 1,000 words. So there's something that you're doing with anomaly that you're not necessarily announcing, but I'm hearing there's something around it's in the results itself. Your growth speaks in the results itself. Okay, your growth happens in ways that is not understood but witnessed, okay? And it's because you're trusting this the unfoldment of your path and the way that you're being guided to walk down it. Now, a journey to the unconscious, accessing your full potential. The skewer tree emerges as a powerful symbol of this dreamer's untapped inner resources and potential for growth. To the outside world, it seems like this is a natural process for you, right? But you know the constant shedding that you've had to go through of belief systems, okay, that have disrupted your flow of creation, relationships to people, places, and things, and old ways of navigating this construct in this world. And this is a tree that's evergreen. Okay, so we're going to talk about this again as if for the first time. I don't feel like it's your first time experiencing. I'm hearing like this huge shift in timelines, but they are known as trees that are green. They're evergreen all year round, and it appears like they're all green to the outside, right? But they're going through a constant shedding process in order to be able to remain an organism that is replenishing and self-sustaining, and it's because it's shedding its leaves, not asking for permission to do so. So this could be about shedding the constant opinions of others. That's not your burden to carry. This is about opinions being linked to personal history that usually shows a confession in disguise, where your ambition may actually intimidate others, and any relationships to certain things, environments, people that limit you or your flow of creation will crumble, okay? It will fracture. So the world tree represents the cosmic axis. It basically connects you to the underworld, okay? So essentially the earth, the heavens, and serving as a conduit for knowledge and also spiritual growth. So it's like the quote by Carl Jung where he says, "No tree can grow to heaven until its roots has reached down to hell." And I feel like this is internal work that you've done, right? Where you're realizing, hey, is this actually my belief system? Is this actually mine to carry? Or can we release this, right? So this phrase means that you, in order to achieve great heights, which you are, okay, as the anomaly card and the fusion card, where you're fusing the spiritual essence into whatever it is you're doing, like you being a spiritual being, having a human experience and allowing that to bleed through. I'm hearing soundly through everything that you do. It's infused with that divine essence and that divinity. For you remembering yourself as a divine being, right? It's not a glow up, it's about you remembering. That's what it is. Yeah, and I'm hearing others actually remembering themselves and their cosmic origins, because that's what we were talking about, through your own remembering, because you're reflecting that infinite potential back to them, right? It's like the light that you see within me is also the same light that exists within you. We're all children of light, learning to return to that wisdom once again. And I'm hearing others may actually feel uncomfortable in your presence because you mirror that truth, and where they may also suppress that truth. So a lot of you are here to actually lead by example, to forge that new path and be the leader that you wish that you had, because I'm hearing you are the leader of a new paradigm as you're leading by example. It's not something that you're announcing, and you're not becoming a leader, one that's just creating a bunch of followers, right? Instead, great leaders teach others how to become leaders themselves, right? So this is about you confronting and grappling with your deepest challenges, your fears and negative aspects, which is doing it and speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes, right? Doing it and transcending and rising above the fear, which is to transcend, right? This comical, like Matrix simulation. And yeah, you're touching hell before ascending to heaven. So I feel like this is you really confronting internal belief systems that have, again, disrupted your flow of creation. Okay, there's a spider that just crawled across the floor as well. So the roots of your being are anchored firmly into the earth so that nothing externally can shake you, nor the opinions, nor the responses of how this is going to be received, but instead you're able to embrace the winds of life's change because you're rooted in your authenticity. Your authenticity again becomes your anchor, your truth becomes your anchor as you move through this existence. And I'm hearing this existence also begins to move through you freely as well, which is super beautiful. But you become one with it, right? You become one with the change because you're surrendering to your own change, right? Your evergreen unfoldment. And this is allowing change to happen through you, right? You've literally become the change. You've fused with that change, which is a universal law that we're all abiding by. And it's not change that hurts, it's the resistance to change that begins to hurt. So there's something about allowing yourself to shed these leaves, and it really just is that simple. It really is that simple. Let's not overcomplicate things. It really is that simple. Either you're in a state of contraction, depleting your life force because you're externalizing your attention based upon how you're going to be perceived as you move through this existence, or you're in a state of creation. Which one is it? Are you choosing self-love, which is to unconditionally accept yourself and also others where they are? Or are you choosing fear? Are you choosing to hold yourself back or suppress what it is that you want to create for yourself or who you want to create yourself to be? So yeah, after each storm, you recognize your power. Sequoias symbolize wellness and safety, and they have a natural ability to withstand fires and also many other types of decay. The tree resists insects also very effectively, and we were just talking about an insect crawling, right? Without any human interference. This is the respect of the sequoia that reminds us that it also whispers to us to pay attention to what's really important here, which is literally growth, okay? And rather than small pesky matters, right? Which is about the insects. So the work that you've done internally when nobody was looking, right? As your roots touched down deep into the earth, and you anchored your truth deeply into the earth so much that nobody's presence or absence can disrupt your truth or disrupt your very being. This is when, even in the realms of the night as well, it's now being showcased as the sun emerges. And it's beautiful because the time that you're going to be receiving this message, we are going to be in the summer solstice. So yeah, the tree represents the individual, their potential for growth and aspirations, which is about you, right, reaching these new heights. Heaven represents an ultimate goal or success or enlightenment, and hell represents the self-doubts or challenges that you've had to, I'm hearing, surmount and surpass in order to be able to really step into your full potential. And I'm hearing like this luminous existence for yourself. And I'm seeing you being carried forth on like a luminescent current of some kind. It's like a luminous current that carries you forth and it forges this path. It's almost like I'm seeing you catch like a huge wave, like you're surfing this huge wave, but it's like this glittery one of the Milky Way galaxy. So yeah, this is about experiencing the depths of your being, right? And unlocking productivity and creativity. So yeah, little facts about the sequoia trees. They do lose their leaves, but because they're considered evergreen, they shed old leaves gradually throughout the year while simultaneously growing new ones. So they always appear to have a full canopy. Essentially, they never become bare or a deciduous tree do in the fall, right? Where many trees lose their leaves and they become like these barren, bone, dry branches, and they have to wait for the next cycle. But there's something about the way that you move effortlessly through these seasons, almost seemingly in first appearance, like you just go untouched, like this just happens effortlessly. No, there's a lot of internal work that you've been doing that's got you to this point. And also, I'm hearing you're going to notice that a lot of people are going to want to be around you that have not done the internal work. And I'm hearing that's what people are going to be witnessing, like growth that is being witnessed and experienced through your own subjective journey, but it's not really explainable. Anyway, sequoia trees, again, they retain their leaves all year round, a gradual shedding process. They endured life's challenges, and it represents, again, your internal strength and being able to weather life storms. So, it's the natural cycles of renewal, signifying personal transformation and the potential to overcome any obstacles. It shows how brave you are to be able to confront these challenges. And I'm seeing a Queen of Wands card where even in the face of challenge and adversity, she's able to master a creative vision that she has for herself. And the two cards you had were, let me find that. Page of Wands, which is literally about a creative spark that you have, being a playful state of creation. And there's something about being able to just play in this experience, in this existence. Yeah. And then you also have the Four of Coins that came up reversed. So something that you've been holding back, okay, from, I don't know why. Maybe you've been holding yourself back. I'm hearing you've been waiting for the right timing. But I'm hearing if you wait for the right moment, you'll continue waiting forever. You're never going to really feel fully prepared, but you are ready for this, okay? You are ready. You've been shaped and molded, right? You've been shaping and molding yourself consistently to be able to show up for yourself now in a way that you have never done before. And I feel like it's never been done before as well, especially in your ancestral lineage. But there could be something about, again, you feeling like the black sheep, really. That's what it feels like. It's a time to understand instead of a time to be understood. I don't feel like you're going to be understood until this thing has collapsed into space and time. For example, this could be a risk that you're wanting to take, because Spirit's showing me like very specific scenes around someone playing the lottery or someone kind of doing this thing where they're dropping out of college and, they're setting up a business and they end up becoming the first like millionaire in their family. I'm seeing something like that, where you're opening up a point of divergence for yourself, where you're doing something that literally goes against the status quo. It goes outside of the box. It feels like you're not even anywhere near the box right now and where it is you're wanting to venture off into. And that box, okay, I was going to say vox or fox, right? So this could be about strategic energies that you're doing, where you're kind of not necessarily announcing your departure, but I'm hearing your presence in your arrival speaks for itself. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing like people look at you and then like double take. It's like they see you here and then they see you here. It's almost like you've teleported and something's come out of the blue. But when that happens and you've collapsed time in that way, what really happens is that you're in a time dilation bubble when you move through a wormhole. And a time dilation bubble is basically internal contemplation and a lot of internal work that you've been doing, where it feels like it's not really happening that quickly. Like it's not a decision that you made overnight. It's something that you've been constantly kind of like revisiting, revising, or reflecting or reviewing on. How is the best way to kind of make this transition? And you do it successfully because there's no outside interference. There's no outside opinions. That's what it feels like for you. Anyway, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. It's a beautiful message today. I'm very, very happy for that. I'm like happy for that vibrational alignment that's happening within you. It's aligning you to new experiences externally. Trust yourself. Do you trust yourself? You'll never lead yourself astray. So I'm going to love and leave you again right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel on my Instagram features, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. At the time you're watching this as well, we will have regular turnarounds again. We had some things we were working on in the back end, but now we should have regular turnarounds. And yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, again, join the family. What are you doing? Otter Spirit discount code is also down below if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry for any intentions that you may have, that you want to be able to support your manifestations. They're great energetic signatures just to be able to overlay. That's how I like to do it. They also have zodiac packs that you can rep as well if you want to work with any very specific archetypal figures or representations, which you're interdimensionally encoded with all of them. And also they also are coming out with a chakra collection, so you're able to target very specific energy vortex centers, whether that's the upper, middle, or lower dantian, and that is definitely also, that's just beautiful. Yeah, that's going to be a beautiful collection. So I'll speak to you guys very, very soon, and until next time, bye.